It was the winter of 2005, and my family had rented a remote cabin in the Colorado Rockies for the holidays. The place was nestled deep in the woods, miles from the nearest town, and surrounded by nothing but snow-covered pines and silence. My parents thought it would be the perfect escape from the chaos of the city, but for me, a 14-year-old who missed my friends and the internet, it felt like a prison. Little did I know, the real prison was the forest itself. The first few days were uneventful. My younger sister Emily and I spent most of our time building snow forts and sledding down the hill behind the cabin. But on the third night, things took a turn. I woke up to the sound of scratching at the window. At first, I thought it was a tree branch, but when I looked outside, I saw footprints in the snow, small, bare footprints leading up to the house and then disappearing into the trees. I told my parents the next morning, but they brushed it off as an animal. Emily, however, was fascinated. She insisted we follow the footprints, and against my better judgment, I agreed. We bundled up and followed the trail into the woods. The prints were strange, too small to be an adult's, but too precise to be a child's. They led us to a clearing where the snow was untouched except for a single frozen puddle in the center. The puddle was perfectly round, its surface smooth and reflective like a mirror. Emily knelt down to look at it, but I pulled her back. Something about that puddle felt wrong. As we stood there, the air grew colder and I heard a faint whisper. It was so soft I almost missed it, but Emily heard it too. "Do you hear that?" she asked, her breath visible in the freezing air. I nodded, but before I could say anything, the whisper grew louder, more urgent. It was a voice calling our names. We ran back to the cabin, our hearts pounding. When we told our parents, they dismissed it as our imaginations running wild. But that night, the scratching returned. The scratching returned. This time, it was everywhere at the windows, the doors, even the walls. And the whispers were louder now, a chorus of voices calling our names. We packed up and left before sunrise, but as we drove away, I looked back at the cabin. In the window I saw a figure, a small, shadowy figure watching us leave, and in the rearview mirror I swear I saw Emily smile. We never went back to that cabin, and Emily never fully recovered. She still talks about the puddle sometimes, about how beautiful it was, how it called to her. And every winter, when the snow starts to fall, I hear the whispers again, faint but unmistakable, calling my name. I don't know what was in those woods, but I know it's still there, waiting. And sometimes, late at night, I wonder if it's still calling Emily too.